row 2, driving the number 18 M&M 75 Toyota, Kyle Busch. In the number 88 Nationwide Chevrolet, two-time Daytona 500 champion, Dale Earnhardt Jr. And in row 1, in the number 20 Dollar General Toyota, two-time Daytona 500 champion, Matt Kenseth. And starting on the pole for the 58th running of the Daytona 500 in the number 24 Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet, Chase Elliott.
And really interesting, Chase Elliott was 2 years old when Matt Kenseth ran in his first Cup race. Tells you about the difference with Darrell Waltrip and Jeff Gordon in those introductions. Boy, they all look calm for going 200 miles an hour in a few moments.
Oh, that's what you call game face. It's unbelievable the number of distractions that go on race day morning, especially the Daytona 500. You're interacting with fans. No other sport does it like NASCAR. NASCAR drivers do. They interact with their sponsors, the fans. I promise you, on the inside, they are not near as calm as they look.
I love what Junior said. I got up this morning and I wanted to get in the car and go race. That's the kind of attitude you got to have if you're going to be successful here. And I'll tell you, that guy knows how to get it done. So I like his attitude. I like all these guys' attitude.
It's the 58th running of the Great American Race, 35th time the Daytona.
Thousands of people down here. Michael, look who's down here at the 24 car. Jeff, your family's here and they're looking for you.
I'm not driving that car.
Tell them, make sure they're all going to be in the booth.
Mr. H, Chase Elliott. Oh, look at this. Matt Kenseth's car.
Loving God, we're grateful for this day where we stand in this recreated speedway. We ask that you would give us blessings, that we might rediscover the joy of fellowship and the spirit of competition. We ask that you would bless their crews and their drivers, that you would keep them safe and racing hard. We ask that you would bless all the people around the world who work for peace. It's in your name we pray. Amen.
Here to perform the national anthem, please welcome.
And sold out Daytona Day, opening day of Family Day. As fans settling in their seats, drivers settling in their cars. Kevin Harvick's son. Our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Superior performing tires to face challenging conditions on the track and on the road. Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR. All 50 states are represented. Fans from all over, including 44 countries. Let's head upstairs to Mike Joy.
Thank you, Chris. Alongside Darrell Waltrip and Jeff Gordon, 7 Sprint Cup championships between them, and a few Daytona 500 wins as well. Now, last year you started this race from the pole. Today you're starting it from the booth. Big difference.
It's an incredible feeling. You feel the energy. I cannot wait to get the green flag for this race.
All right, let's check back in with Chris Myers.
Yeah, guys, there are 9 past Daytona 500 winners in today's field of 40.
Drivers, start your engines!
And Gerard starring in the new movie London Has Fallen. But Daytona is rising, and we're all excited about that and anxious to get going. So let's head back upstairs. Darrell Waltrip, Jeff Gordon, and Mike Joy. Guys?
Anxious. Darrell's been jumping around here like spit on a griddle. These are 2 of the 36 drivers that have won the Daytona 500 in its 57-year history, and you're as excited as I've ever seen you.
I don't know what it is. I think it's the new venue, the stadium. I think the fans they're generating so much excitement and so much energy. You saw it in that command to start the engines. You see it in the drivers. Junior said he got up this morning, couldn't wait to get in the car and go race. That's what I'm feeling, just an anticipation and the excitement of starting this race.
But he wanted to get in the car, which is his fortress of solitude. Nerves, butterflies before the race. What's the difference behind the wheel? than behind the microphone.
Well, there were definitely anxious butterflies when I woke up this morning, too, but nothing like what these drivers are going through. I'll admit, it's a little bit bittersweet. There's a little bit of emotion there that I'm not in that car competing for that Harley J. Earl Trophy. It's such an amazing event to be a part of, but I'm very much looking forward to being a part of it from up here as well.
All right, we're getting ever closer to the start of the Daytona 500 and the chance to win the Harley Earl Trophy. Aloe Black sends us to break performing Let the Games Begin.
Some people, a number is just a number. Well, not to the ones who cheered it on through 4 championships, or the ones who sweat through every lap for it, and most certainly not the ones who permanently attach themselves to it, scream at the top of their lungs for it, and even decorate their homes with it. No, this isn't just a number. This is 24.
Fox NASCAR welcomes you to the 58th annual running of the great American race, the Daytona 500. The U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds complete their demonstration flyovers, and soon on track, 40 speedsters will be hurtling around there in a tight formation at 190 miles per hour. Crew Chief Rodney Childers getting into position as the second pace car and first one lead the field off, formed single file along pit road so fans in the stands could all get their shots of their heroes. And the youngest pole sitter ever, Chase Elliott, in that number 24, doing a drive-by with his pit crew. He will lead them to green. Here is the Geico starting grid for the 500. Chase Elliott taking over the iconic number 24, and Matt Kenseth won the race in a backup car in 2009 from the rear. He'll have to try to do the same today. And in row number 2 come the winners of the Geico Can-Am dual races, Dale Earnhardt Jr. in a Chevrolet and Kyle Busch in a Toyota.
Got Joey Logano there starting in the 5th position. He starts 5th, and he's won from that position last year. Then you got Jamie McMurray, who won this race in 2010. 2 good ones right there. You got Ryan Blaney, and this is his second Daytona 500 start. That 21 car's won with a rookie before. Can he do it again today? And Kurt Busch, best finish in the 500, second. And 3 times.
And in row 5, 2007 Daytona 500 champion. He's been quiet this week, but starting 9th, Kevin Harvick, and in the 10th position, Carl Edwards, looking for that first Daytona 500 win. In row 6, starting 11th, Denny Hamlin. Boy, has he been strong this week. Won the Unlimited, looking for big things out of him, and starting next to him in 12th, Ty Dillon.
Paris Chevrolets. In row number 7, Casey Kane has finished 7th in this race twice. Kyle Larson did not finish, crashed out of both of the last 2 500s. Greg Biffle, 3rd in the 500, top 10s the last 4 Daytona 500s, and Danica Patrick finished 8th here in 2013.
Chris Buescher, he'll start 17th. This is his first Daytona 500 start, the Xfinity champion from last year. And then Brian Vickers filling in for the injured Tony Stewart. Got Ricky Stenhouse Jr., he starts 19th. He finished 7th in the 14th in 2014. And then Matt DiBenedetto, he's starting his first career Daytona 500.
And in row 11, driving the famous number 3, we saw a horrific crash that he went through last year at Daytona. Austin Dillon starting 21st, and then 22nd, Michael Annett, who finished his best 2015 finish was here in 13th.
Trevor Bayne, a winner, and Landon Castle. They're there in the 12th row, and you got 7 championships in row 13.
Oh, row 13 is a great row. Brad Keselowski, our 2012 champion. He hadn't won the 500 yet, but he wants to badly. Jimmy Johnson, he's got to go to the rear in that backup car, but he's a 2-time champion this race.
Regan Smith, top 10 in 3 of the last 4 plate races. Martin Truex goes to the rear in a backup car, as will A.J. Allmendinger in the next row.
And I like David Reagan in that 23 car. He's my long shot today, I got to tell you. And I know he hadn't done. I know he's won here before, and then A.J. Allmendinger.
And I like row 16. Casey Mears and Clint Boyer. Both of these guys are going to the front.
Bobby Labonte making his 24th consecutive Daytona 500 start, the 2000 champion. Eric Almirola won here in July of 2014.
Brian Scott in that 44 car for Richard Petty Motorsports. He's got to go to the rear. But listen, 2001, I stood up here and called my brother home to the Daytona 500. What a thrill it'd be to do it again.
Paul Menard is a guy that has really showed a lot of strength this week in the draft. And then you got Ryan Newman right next to him here in row 19. I also think we're going to see some great things out of these guys.
Michael McDowell, 7th at Daytona, July of 2014. And Robert Richardson Jr. was out haying on his spread in Texas when he got the call to come here and run at Daytona. That is your starting lineup. What a week it has been for 20-year-old second-generation driver Chase Elliott. He sped to the Daytona 500 pole last Sunday. That was his dad, Bill. And then yesterday, what a job he does to hold off Joey Logano and win the Xfinity Series opener.
Hey, Chase Elliott, this is Jeff Gordon up in the Fox booth. Boy, what a week you have had here in Daytona. You're coming in this season on a high note and starting it off right. Tell us about the excitement you're feeling right now for your first Daytona 500.
Hey, pal, yeah, it's been a lot of fun this week. Just very thankful for the opportunities through Mr. Hendrick and Napa Auto Parts and everybody at Hendrick Motorsports and yesterday JRM. So it's been fun, but today's the most important day. You know that, and it's a long race. So just get started.
Well, you got the best in the business right behind you and your teammate Dale Earnhardt Jr. Tell us what you're going to have to do as a rookie, not having all the experience of some of these veterans out there, to get this Daytona 500 victory today.
In order to have a shot, you got to make it to the end. So I think that's our first goal. Try to be smart and you know, put yourself in what you feel like is the right position. So just try to make it to the end of this thing. 500 miles is a long time, and hopefully if we can make it there, we can give ourselves a chance.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Have a great race. Good luck.
Thanks, man.
Today's aerial
100 laps, 500 miles. Pit road speed will be 55 miles per hour, and the fuel window 42 to 46 laps. And Mike, you see the 5 drivers going to the rear with backup cars after crashing in the Can-Am duel.
Ready to race in Daytona. That's the 2016 Toyota Camry XSE leading the field, and it's driven by WWE superstar John Cena, who hosts American Grit, an intense new competition series that premieres April 14th only on Fox. Lights are out atop the safety car. As it comes down the 1,600-foot short chute, it'll make the hard left onto pit road, and they will address themselves to the starting line. 40 of America's best drivers in the biggest race of the year.
You got that right, Mike. We're getting ready to start this 2016 season. I just feel it. It's going to be one of the best ever. What an exciting way to get the season started off. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
With outside pole sitter Matt Kenseth having to drop to the rear, Chase Elliott had a choice to make. Did he choose the outside lane with Kyle Busch behind him, or choose the inside with his teammate and wingman Dale Earnhardt Jr.? That was the choice. That's the way they come around to complete lap 1.
Looked pretty obvious to me. They had a plan, and boy, did that plan work out perfectly.
It made good sense, though, to have your teammate behind you, not beside you. So that was a good move, and they came across the line just like they wanted to.
I mean, Chase got a great start, but Junior got an even better start, pushing him right across the line and getting both those cars clear of the outside pole sitter of Kyle Busch.
I recall a rookie in 1993 who started on the pole and led the first lap.
Yeah, I had to do it from the second row, but he had some great help there. Boy, I'm so excited about this race. This is amazing. This is going to be an incredible day of racing. Already 3 wide, 2 and 3 rows back.
Now right behind the 2 leaders single file. Kyle Busch on the outside, Toyota. Joey Logano inside in that yellow Ford. How do the 2 Chevys in front keep them at bay?
Staying hooked up like they are right there. That's one way. But, Mike, this is kind of like the opening play of the Super Bowl. You know, you don't want to fumble the ball. Don't mess it up, boy. This is your chance. Make it count.
Well, here's where it gets very interesting. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has been the one out front in all the racing that we've seen this week. He's in second right now, and he's protecting. He's protecting Chase Elliott up there, and this is a 500-mile race, so I totally understand that. But how long is he willing to stay in that second position? Because we all know the leader has such great control when they're out front.
I think it probably, I think Junior's going to let him lead a couple of laps because he's a rookie, and it's good for him, and he's got a lot of confidence from his win yesterday. But that 88 car is going to shoot to the lead pretty quick.
Further back, driver's a little impatient, like the number 4, that black and white Chevrolet of Kevin Harvick, trying to bust his way into the top 10.
Incredible decision to make early in the race. Do you go 3 wide? Yeah, you want to get up further to the front. The further back that you are, the dirtier the air is. The car's not going to drive as good back there. So do you take that risk? Well, Kevin Harvick chose to, and so did Kyle Larson here.
Yeah, I think right now your tires are brand new. You got a lot of grip, and you see here we got a challenge and a pass.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. goes to the front after 3 laps of the Daytona 500.
There you go, buddy. Great line right there. Bottom is does have a little bit better line. Don't help.
You got to push from Joey Logano there. And here comes the inside lane.
You hear that noise? You can hear the fans over the engines when Dale Jr. takes the lead.
We heard it at driver introductions, and we heard it right then when he took the lead.
That is Earnhardt Nation. And now, right behind the 2 leaders, the 2 rookies are side by side. Chase Elliott in blue, and on the bottom in red and white, driving for the storied Wood brothers, Brian Blaney.
Now, we saw Joey Logano behind Dale.
He's about to become the 3rd driver to lead this 500.
Hang on to her, Denny.
Almost got her behind you. He's still digging. All good.
That was Kevin Harvick.
Oh, that was Harvick.
That
Sorry
went way
about
off
that.
track, below the yellow line.
What an incredible save. Do you know how difficult it is? I guarantee he was full lock to the right coming off there, and all that was aerodynamics, just taking the air right off of Kevin Harvick's rear bumper.
Wow. That was
3
incredible.
wide for second as they battle. We're going to show you what happened to Kevin Harvick. Watch the number 4.
Here we see he's just sucking up to the 18. He's got a good push from the 41. The 88 comes down, takes a little air off the outside of the car. Oh, wow, that is incredible. And then he locks up the left front tire, straightening it up.
Good.
It's a really vulnerable position to be in when you close up on that car in front of you right here.
Out of the 4th turn, one car goes sliding toward the infield wall. It's Chase Elliott.
Oh, no.
Regan Smith spins out in the tri-oval, and when Elliott's car hit that grass, it's like the blade of a shovel hitting the turf. The front splitter just hits it and digs in. We're under the first caution of the day.
Yeah, he was running 8th and doing a pretty nice job of just trying to mind his manners there, I think. Let's see what happened.
Yeah, I was really hoping that car would spin backwards into that grass. We see how this grass just grabs that splitter and rips it off, and that's exactly what happened to Chase Elliott here.
Car owner Rick Hendrick looking on at his rookie pole sitter stalled in the grass in the tri-oval. Take a look at the number 24.
Right in here.
Right in the middle.
Yeah, it's also a tricky place to be. I mean, we're starting to see handling become a big issue. You can see the back of the car just comes up out a little bit. Looks like the 19th of Carl Edwards, when he got up to his left rear, it just started pushing the air on that car, and it just took the air off of his spoiler, and around he came.
It just stepped out, and I think it shows, Jeff and I were talking about this earlier, how hot the 3rd and 4th turn is, because the sun beams down on that end of the speedway. Then we got a little tailwind off of turn 4, and we've seen a number of cars get loose.
Watch this as he gets to the tri-oval grass, and that blade just digs in.
Yep. Just rips the nose right off the car. Here you go. Boom.
Oh. Not sure if there was any damage to the front of Carl Edwards, number 19, as Elliott came right across his bow.
Yeah, I definitely think they made contact, but how much contact is the question. Oh, what a disappointing way to start this race for Chase Elliott. So many high hopes.
Yeah, here's what I believe with this caution coming at lap 20. It's almost a half of a fuel run. And Jeff, Darrell, you guys keep talking about the handling. I think you should come and get 4 tires.
Very rarely have we seen 4 tires, but what I'm seeing right now, I mean, Kevin Harvick, now Chase Elliott, we're seeing a lot of cars moving and sliding around, and I guarantee all those drivers right now are screaming about wanting 4 tires.
I want 4 tires.
Yeah, I want 4 tires.
I'm like Earnhardt was, Larry. I'm going to come in and forget. I want 4 tires. I ain't leaving until I get them.
Regan Smith, you saw the number 7 come to pit road. He spun to avoid another car after Chase Elliott spun toward the end.
Less and less.
Wow.
And that's a big impact from inside the car as well.
Because safety vehicles are working right at the entrance to pit road is closed. They'll take another lap of caution before they open up the pits. It's by far the warmest day of the week and with the most sunshine. So not quite the grip that they enjoyed the other night as Chase Elliott, the pole sitter, goes for a big spin.
The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by Busch Beer. Busch is back. Here's to earning it. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Chase Elliott's car towed to the garage. Everyone else running on the lead lap in Daytona. Chase Elliott has been checked and released from the infield care center. We'll hear from the pole sitter in a minute. We're ready to go back to green. We'll complete lap 25. Teammates in Sprint Cup racing. Action upper left live. Again, here's a look at what happened to our pole sitter, the Napa car, for Chase Elliott.
And I think part of that, he actually got up towards the one car and pulled the wheel and turned away from it, and then it came around. Jamie?
Well, Jeff, we're hearing a lot about handling of the cars. What happened with you? Was it a handling issue, Chase?
No, I just got in the middle there a couple laps before, and I got loose off 4 and just lost it. I hate it. It's such a fun week, and you hate to end the race before it even got started. So just disappointed for everybody, and we'll just have to look past it, get on for Atlanta. That's the most important thing now. We can't get caught up in what happened today. It's irrelevant now. So we'll try to get it fixed, to make some laps. And if not, we'll head to Atlanta. If we can make some laps, we will, and move forward from here.
Thanks, Chase. Mike?
Yep, next Sunday, a track that's always been kind to the Elliots, his father Bill, and now Chase will be competing at Atlanta Motor Speedway next Sunday.
He's always so rational. He just looks at the situation, nothing we can do about it now, and Atlanta's next week, and that's our next target.
Yeah, I love his attitude. You have to know he's disappointed. There's so much hype, so much build up to the Daytona 500. Everything going so well, and then for it to all be taken away like that, very disappointing.
Yeah, won the race yesterday, Jeff, and did an amazing job of driving to hold off Joey Logano.
On this restart, Chase Elliott has returned to the track. Now there is Leonard Wood, Hall of Fame mechanic. He is our sport's Thomas Edison. Now you just can't.
Tony, what's Vickers been saying?
2 cars hard into the wall. Chris Buescher, one of those 4 rookies, is all tied up with Matt DiBenedetto. Wow.
I tell you,
that was DiBenedetto first into the outside wall.
Well, he got a double whammy.
Buescher.
Anytime you see the rear tires lift up off of a car as it makes impact, you know that's a huge hit.
What I don't like about that is that Buescher hit the wall head on, and then he got hit by DiBenedetto here in the driver's or in the right side, trying to get a double whammy here.
Can't quite grasp what turned both of those cars. No. They weren't really right together when they came into frame and headed towards the wall.
This happens 8 laps shy of halfway. 3rd caution of the day for a 2-car crash down in turn number 1.
Chris Buescher and Matt DiBenedetto involved. Drivers okay, but that brought out the 3rd caution. 95 of 200 laps for the Daytona 500 with Denny Hamlin leading Martin Truex Jr. And we all wish you
one more safety truck working out of the tri-oval down toward turn 1, and there's more repair to Carl Edwards' car. John Cena drove the pace car today for the opening lap, and he will star in the new Fox series American Grit, premiering Thursday, April 14th on Fox. Meeting up with Rick Hendrick and other celebrities on pit road. Almirola, uncontrolled tire in his pit box. He was the 8th place car. And we'll listen to some audio from Team 78.
And Goodyear is saying there may not be an issue. So
and Regan Smith for Tommy Baldwin, finishing 8th. Both of those single car teams, but big day for Toyota, 1st through 3rd and 5th. Matt Kenseth ended up 14th after leading at the white flag and getting shuffling back in that order.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson there in 16th.
Ryan Blaney, likely rookie of the race.
And Brian Vickers, I mean, he was up there in the hunt till the very end.
Chase Elliott, youngest pole sitter ever for the 500. They got that car back on track, but it was all torn up at lap number 20. Chris?
Thanks, Mike. And guys, and Kyle Busch, of course. Four spots. Jimmy Johnson led 4 different times on the final 70 laps, including overtime. You see Carl Edwards, whose first career win came in Atlanta, 5th, just ahead of Kevin Harvick.
Good to see Chase Elliott, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., a couple of fresh faces in the top 10 there. Denny Hamlin lost a lap early, never could regain it. Solid run. Matt Kenseth with his big problems on pit road.
You know, as we look at the rest of the field and how they finish, this is the...
But look at him getting blown around up there, as is Nelson Hastings and all of our great cameramen giving you these great pictures at home. Kevin Clark, our chief spotter, and look at this crowd. They sense something really big is about to happen.
Oh, yeah.
With 44 laps to go, they come to the restart. Ford's on the front. Keselowski, Logano. Chevy's row 2, Dillon and Johnson. Toyotas for Kenseth and Busch. Harvick, Truex, Earnhardt, Blaney, the top 10.
Kyle Busch making a move to the outside to make it 3 wide on the outside of Jimmy Johnson and Austin Dillon. Jimmy gets loose.
Kyle Busch, the best at doing that anybody ever saw.
He's going to go to the lead right here.
He's a restart king.
Here
he goes.
What a move.
Wow. That was incredible. This crowd is going nuts seeing a hometown guy getting after it.
I don't know if he's a hometown guy or that he made the move he made. What an amazing move.
That was incredible.
Whoa, trouble.
2 cars around.
Big gets in the back
a lot of cars.
Watch your inside. Block her down.
A lot of cars.
Incredible save not to spin out, but then unfortunately those behind him just couldn't get slowed down.
They were 4 wide. They were 4 wide going into turn 1.
Poor Matt Kenseth's woes continue.
And look at your buddy here, Chase Elliott.
Chase had a great race going.
Great run going.
Matt Kenseth, no luck in Vegas this week.
He's not had much luck all year.
And Carl Edwards was the other car involved.
I think there's several cars that might have some damage because there was a lot of cars that were spinning.
See if we can figure out how this started.
Well, they get 4 wide, Mike. They went in here in a big wide, and they just can't make it.
20 on the inside, the yellow car.
Oh, the 21 dove in behind him. When he got in behind him, that 78 was on the outside of him, just took the air right off him. He did a great job, but unfortunately, Chase Elliott had nowhere to go.
Kurt Busch sliding by.
Kurt Busch, the 19 of Carl Edwards, spins and connects, makes contact with the 24 Chase Elliott. A lot of damage to that 20 car.
They just got all wadded up coming down here in the corner, and I didn't see any way they were going to make it.
You know, this is at that point in the race where nobody's going to check up. Everybody's got to run hard to get every single position they can.
How'd anybody get through that smoke screen behind them?
Well, they've been running in a dust storm, so I guess a little smoke didn't hurt anything.
That's true. Let's ride with Kevin Harvick.
Stay low. coming.
Wow, mayhem behind him.
Kevin certainly had a front row for that one. Yeah, it looked like the 41 tried to get inside the 19, and
no room.
They made no room. They made contact.
Just not any room.
Saw Clint Boyer go down on the apron to miss this. We're going to ride with him next.
Take it out, get down, go low as you get, Hurry, keep going, clear.
Good job.
Great job by that
Good job, spotter.
That was Brett Griffin for Clint Boyer. Here's Jamie Mack.
Keep going bottom, You're good. Caution is out.
Jamie had to be careful because he had Dale Earnhardt Jr. right on his inside.
Oh, yeah, they were all wadded up going in there.
Yep, Tyler Green, McMurray's spotter. Nice job. So we are back under caution, and it's for the 6th time today, but let's go back and look at Kyle Busch's restart.
Mike,
jet assisted.
He is the king of doing this. He will go to the outside when nobody else dares to.
I was surprised Jimmy didn't block that outside a little bit more. Kyle kept the momentum coming, got to his quarter pound right here. He's got the momentum. He gets close to the 48. The 48 gets a little bit loose, wiggles, but look at that momentum that's carried by the 18. And the 22 and 2 are racing, teammates are racing side by side. Stalled them out and allowed that 18 to get the lead.
You know what they said, the 2 and the 22? Where did he come from?
No kidding.
They were worried about one another. They should have been worried about Kyle Busch behind
yes, sir.
them.
What a start.
A postscript on Chase Elliott. He had been in 9th place, but because he took 4 tires, he restarted back in the pack 24th.
Nothing better than a team when you can be so proud about your driver making some great moves out there, making your race car look really good, making your pit crew look good.
Pit road not yet open, so cars pitting now will stop at the tail end. What a nice break for the 3 drivers who didn't pit on the last caution.
Yeah, Mike, I think this caution here will put them in the window where they can make it.
Such a good car throughout the course of the day. What was your perspective on how that unfolded?
Just disappointing, man. What a fast race car. I really appreciate everybody working hard. I feel like we made a lot of gains this weekend, and just a terrible job on my behalf, man. It's pitiful. We've run 3 races and finished 1, so just a bad job on my end, and I don't know better to miss a wreck like that.
What could you have done? Do you feel like there was something you could have done?
Yeah, I got off the brake and missed him.
Thanks, Chase.
Yeah, unfortunately, frustration for Chase Elliott. I really don't know if there's a whole lot he could have done. I understand he's beating himself up. They haven't had the best start, but I really think that there was really no place for him to go other than maybe run to the middle lane. I don't think anything was going to help him get to the outside of the 20.
You know what I loved about that interview? It reminded me of him talking to his dad back in the day. He was so honest, always took the blame on himself. Sounded exactly like Bill did back in the day.
He ran 191 laps in the top 10 today.